So Pulsechain has higher throughput, better security, lower environmental impact to the point of nearly none, is a newer coin with more features, is faster than Bitcoin. But Bitcoin has an $800 billion market cap. Pulsechain doesn't. Why? Well, we're new. We're on the way, right? Things will get better, in my opinion. So, like, oh, and for you listening, is that a forward-looking price statement? Nope, not a forward-looking price statement, not financial advice. So we've got a wonderful network. We've got wonderful features. We've got wonderful airdrop. There's, you can do lending on the Pulsechain network. There's projects that let you borrow coins. There's projects that there's stable coins on Pulsechain. There's all types of stuff people have launched on Pulsechain. Guys, the network is good. Works great. Oh, and the bridge is free too. Somebody set the bridge to 0 fee so that using the bridge has no fee both directions. So if you go to bridge.pulsechain.com, there's no fees currently. In, out, either way, no fees. Now you're going to pay a fee on the Ethereum network. Nothing you can do about that. That's Ethereum's side, right? So you got a great network and you got a ton of free coins. And it's been worked flawlessly for 7 months. Go make it great, guys. Launch stuff on it, use it, build fiat on-ramps, make a money transmitter in your state, make a licensed money transmitter in your state, and you can, make the community better. Like,
Hey everybody, and welcome to another awesome day on Pulsechain. Opportunities abound, it seems, and of course a lot of people accumulating a lot of those big volumes on the pullback here that we've got at the moment. And we're going to be covering the Pulsechain market updates, but of course we've got a lot of stuff from Richard Hart, so it's a big Richard Hart update today. Hope you guys enjoy it. And we've got a big announcement here. We've got Lies Beneath the House. Hello, how are you today? Awesome. And of course, very sunny outside here. Even though we've come out of summer, we've got a very spectacular day. Everyone's outside playing sports and things like that. Hex, Pulsex, and the Center for the 100% that lies beneath. And of course, always appreciate the gold and the crypto strategy from Richard Hart. We got Hexcavator in the house as well. Hey gang, good to see Hexcavator. We've got Sandy Beach. Where's Sandy Beach? I can't see Sandy Beach. Is Sandy Beach there? I'm just kidding. There's Sandy Beach. So Sandy Beach has got the update for today for the health and fitness. If you're doing the squat challenge, get into on that. There is the latest and greatest. And of course, Sandy Beach is April's mini ab challenge info above. Okay, so it's actually about the ab challenge. So in February, we had the push-up challenge. March has been the squat challenge, and now ab challenge for April. Very good there, Sandy Beach. I see what you did. April mini ab challenge info above. So join in for that. That's definitely a good idea. Get yourself health and fit for the bull market. We've got T-Shares in the house there. Hi all, good to see you, T-Shares. Welcome to the chat as well. We're streaming to 3 channels, of course. We're streaming to Hex Token channel, streaming to Superman Crypto, and we're also streaming to Pulsechain X. So 3 different channels. You can subscribe to them all. That's all helpful. And of course, over 10,500 subscribers. A big thank you. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Hit the like button on the way in. Always helps with the algorithms as well. And there we are. Sandy Beach says hello, Hex Token, to everybody. We got Brennan as well. Morning, Superman and family. Good to see you, Brennan. Welcome to the chat as well. I hope you guys like this picture I picked up off the Hex Social platform. It's pretty amazing. Look at that behind me. A nice gladiator there. The old Hex symbol as well. Pretty badass looking image. Very cool indeed. All right, let's get, without further ado, let's get into it, folks. Let's bring in the latest and greatest of the market. So we're going to start with the stock market, the Friday close or Thursday close, I guess it is. We've got a bit of update around the inflation numbers. So we're going to talk about that briefly. So new US inflation data is along the lines of what the Fed wants. This is good news for us, right? And because we're waiting for that interest rate pivot. And so far, so good. Basically, Chairman Powell liked it. The U.S. Commerce Department data on Friday showed the PCE price data increased at a 2.5% annual rate in February. So that's good news, up from 2.4% in the prior month. The number, excluding volatile food and energy prices, rose 0.3% on a month-to-month basis, slightly faster than Powell anticipated when he said last week that core inflation would be well below 0.3% in February. But overall, things are on track. So, yeah, let's see how we go with that. So that's a bit of a brief update there from Chairman Powell of the Fed, and everything looking not too bad. Let's quickly go to the Fed rate monitor and see what people's expectations are now in the month of June, because that's when we're kind of expecting it. So we've got 90% expecting a no change in interest rates for for May, which is coming up. That's the next meeting, 1st of May. And so we're not, we're 4 weeks and 4 days away from that in 18 hours. So 9% expecting no change there. We do have the majority of the market expecting a pivot in June. So it's still holding on to that. About 60% of the market expecting a rate pivot. But really what's July there is at 77%. So June, July looking pretty good there at the moment for a interest rate pivot. Now, the crypto market at the moment, we've got BTC at $70,185, down 1% at the moment. Now, Bitcoin dominance dropped a little bit too, 50.95%, and Ethereum there at $3,533, down 1%. But as you can see across the board, there are some big movers, and BNB obviously is a standout there, up 6% at $620. That kind of hasn't had too much excitement generally. I think we had one big run a while back, but definitely looking a lot better now. And Litecoin there, look at Litecoin up 15.7% at $109. And of course, I used to spend a lot of time on Litecoin networks playing lots of dApps and games and things, but not so much for a while now. But that's kind of the main standouts there. We got this BTRS. I'm not sure what that one is actually, but that is up how much? Some ridiculous things. It's come out of nowhere, and apparently it's up 3.2 million % at $6,400. So who knows what that is? So there we go. That is some of the excitements there. It looks like everything else doing pretty well. XRP up a little bit, Solana up a bit, ADA up a bit, and so forth. So not too bad. All the meme coins down slightly. Dodge, SHIB, and everything else, Pepe. And Float there is all down as well. So let's zoom in on Bitcoin. Bitcoin chart at the moment. Let's have a look at that. We're at $69,945 at the moment. And that's looking pretty good, actually, isn't it? Pretty good. And, of course, the yellow line here is the 50-day EMA, and that's currently at $61,731. So pretty good. When did we get over 60,000? Probably on the 26th of May, we got over 60,000 on that moving average. So that's pretty good. And, of course, we're coming closer to the Bitcoin halving, which has been moved over from 17th to the 20th of April. So 22 days away. 22 days away actually 21 days ago. They saved us the day. 3 weeks away to the Bitcoin halving. Are you guys nervous? Are you guys nervous out there? I mean, people talk about it a lot of time, and we like to see it come. Let me know in the chat if you're excited about that Bitcoin halving, because it is pretty exciting. With 3 weeks, and then we'll see what happens. Maybe a month of volatility afterwards, after the BTC halving. That's a fair scenario. And then maybe it's game on after that for the next 12 months, right? Up and away. But, of course, sometimes it can just go straight out of the gate as well. We do have the Bitcoin ETFs, and hopefully they'll chill down, and off we will move to the upside. So pretty cool. Now, that is a Bitcoin. And, of course, the Ethereum there is ticking away as well, looking pretty strong as well. Well above the 50 moving average there, which is currently at $3,300. And we're currently at 3,500, so still looking pretty good there at the moment. Kind of nice consolidation. And, of course, we are ticking away, obviously 3 weeks away from the Bitcoin halving. And, of course, we talked about the Ethereum ETF. This is still sitting at a 25% chance of this happening. That is Balkahunas, one of the two Bloomberg analysts who we typically follow. The other one, of course, is Stefart. He's the other analyst, but 25% is where it's at the moment, because they're not seeing the positive signals, the dialogue, and things like that that they would expect, like we saw for the Bitcoin ETF. So that's why it's gone from like 50-60% down to 25% on the expectation. So don't get too over the top about that. Now, it may happen further down the track if we don't see any quick turnaround from the SEC in terms of positive news. We've still got, obviously, quite a few days, 54 days to go. So we'll see what happens. But that's the 23rd of May is the target there for the ETFs. Despite the fact that you got BlackRock and other people going on there. So we'll see how we go with that. All this around being security and things like that, I guess. And then, of course, we got the interest rate likely peak is the 11th of June. So that is the closest time for that. And like I say, that's still looking pretty good. Would we have 60% of the market still expecting that? That's 73 days away. That would be the earliest one we might have the interest rate pivot, which is good for markets, right? Cheaper to borrow money and all that. And then the other side of it, of course, is the other Fed mechanism of monetary expansion. So we'll see where the Fed heads with that in the second half of the year. That's kind of the play there. So those are the markets. We're going to get into Richard Hart's, though. Richard Hart's updates are the main topic today, which we're doing a lot of updates. But let's see who else has jumped in the chat. We've got Crypto Incognito, LFG, y'all. Nice to see you in the house there. Yeah, and hope everyone's having a great Easter off there. Obviously, for Christians like myself, we celebrate the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. And maybe many of you are doing that as well. Some people just like the Easter eggs and jumping around like a bunny. That's all fun and games as well. And having great family meetups is always very precious. So I hope you guys are enjoying it with your family and friends, getting out there and about out in nature and having great family get-togethers. It's some of the cool things you can do. All right, let's get back into it. And bam, let's go. And Richard Hart here. So this came out earlier today. I read, this is a little story here. It's got a little bit of a lesson for the community. I once read a story about an airline losing at someone's bags. So you guys have heard many stories about that. People losing bags at the airlines traveling. I once read a story about an airline losing someone's bags. The passenger was yelling at overworked employee until she heard, and comments here, in quotes, there's only 2 people in the world that care about finding your bags, and one of them is losing interest. Moral of the story, know who's on your team. Know who's on your team. So it's had 81,000 views on that. A lot of views, actually, in a very short space of time. So I'll read it one more time. Once read a story about an airline losing someone's bags. The passenger was yelling at the overworked employee until she heard there's only 2 people in the world that care about finding your bags, and one of them is losing interest. So let me know what you think about that. But one of the replies the people were talking about is the fact that Richard's saying, stop fudding your bags, get on board the Pulsechain Hex, get out there, spread the word, build, keep building, get all that good stuff. That's kind of like the video at the beginning of this live stream. Get out there, build, bring the people on, and play your part. That's it. Stay on the team. Don't get too distracted by too many other things and fudding and things like that. So pretty cool. Then, of course, he wants to stay interested, but you guys got to be interested too. That's the thing, right? So he's a human being as well, right? So there we go. That is from Richard. So it was pretty interesting. And I just want to play a few things on that, actually. That was 7 hours ago we got that out. And I just wanted to play a few things on that because, this is Richard Hart back when Hex launched. I mean, it took a while to launch. And this is just some of the ways he was inspired by when it first launched Hex back in, was about the 3rd of December 2019. So let's listen to this. This is after about probably 18 months of development. So let's hear from Richard.
Hey, Richard Hart here, welcoming you.
So that's the wrong one. So let's play this one.
Hello, everybody. I've waited a very long time for this day. It's finally come. I'm very happy. So let's talk about what happened. We've had the contract done, the code that makes Hex what it is, for a good long while. And we just wanted to make sure absolutely everything was right. So we got 2 independent audits from 2 different auditors. We got a mathematics audit. That's 3 audits. They're expensive and they're time consuming. And they do 2 things. They, 1, convince you that there's no bugs. And 2, they present that evidence to the audience in a format that they can understand. So if you look on hex.win right now, down under the security.
All right, so this just shows you a bit of his enthusiasm, his expectations, his excitement, his commitment. And of course, that was when Hex launched way back in December 2019. And he went on to do something, I think it was about a 8-hour live stream or something like that. So that was the passion, that was the delivery. And of course, Hex changed the game in DeFi, right? Really led the game, made Uniswap popular. Richard also made Uniswap popular, brought in audits, right? Because there were so many scams out there, brought in audits, pulled in TradeFi into DeFi through certificate of deposits and supercharged it, of course. That's what we do in crypto. And, that's so much happened since that time. So a lot of commitment there. Obviously, Richard also came up in the highest of stakes did a wonderful intro video for the community, just inspiring them about the highest of stakes to get the word out. And of course, let's quickly listen from him from that little opening now.
Ready. Richard Art here, welcoming you to the Highest of Stakes premiere. I really hope that you guys are going to enjoy it. These guys put blood, sweat, and tears for years into this project. Wasn't my idea. Didn't have anything to do with the production. Didn't have anything to do with anything. I was just in a bunch of scenes. Yay. I'm a movie star. No, I'm a clown. The me that you see in this film died, so enjoy it. Humble.
All right, so that was Richard there for the Highest of Stakes intro. That was just a bit of that clip. And of course, as you guys saw at the beginning of the video, that was his Christmas opening for this year, talking about how things are, starting small and will build up and get better in time. And of course, encouraging everybody to participate. So pretty cool from Richard there. And of course, today, really telling people with this story, get on board and stop fudding and being so silly. And basically, he wants to stay interested. You got to stay interested. So get out there and do that. So pretty cool there from Richard. Just letting people know that they need to stay on track, basically. Another one he had out here, Ethereum is pretty cool. People are down around 30% about 2 years, but don't hear them crying and whining. So back to that first post that he had earlier today. Maybe they're focused on all the ETPs that have been filed for. That's a lot of people, lots of what people call ETFs, exchange traded funds, of course. Or maybe it's because they've been through the 95% dips before. They work instead of crying. So really wants people to get out there, stop moaning and fussing, and get out there, spread the word as community. But if you're a builder, build, and of course get out there and just help grow the whole Pulsechain ecosystem. So that was pretty cool from Richard. And we have lots of teams doing that. We have lots of teams doing it. And we're going to talk about some of those teams today. So get out there, folks. And of course, as you guys know, I'm pretty much trying to document Pulsechain as it's growing, right? So at the moment, of course, we've had a flurry of meme coins. And of course, there's a lot of action happening in that space at the moment. So that was from Richard. Pretty cool. And of course, I don't think I retweeted that one, so we'll repost that. And what else we got? I think we had another one here. Yep. The SEC says Solana is an unregistered security. Solana went down 97%. They had massive technical failures with the network entirely going down multiple times. People complained that their block explorer is unusable. Yet the Solana price is up a lot. And of course, they say there's no such thing as bad press. Maybe getting eyeballs is important. So getting a lot more eyeballs. Spread the word, folks. Get out there and let people know. Now, he's had 37,000 views on that. And we're going to repost that one too. So that is from Richard today. Just encouraging people to, stop whining, get out there building, get out there spreading the word. He's got a lot of passion. He's shown it over the years, as I've shown with some of those videos. And it's time for people to show their passion and stay on board there. Like I say, we're only ramping up on the bull market there. So very important people get out and about and do some stuff. And as lies beneath it says there, RH for the 100%, really leading there. And of course, Sandy Beach is, you can tell someone's character about how they treat people in the service industry. Absolutely. And of course, customers need to treat the staff pretty decent as well. Obviously, if there's, there's always some issues for to address, but yeah, definitely get on there. Archie says, hi all. Good to see Archie. Welcome. Bob Wells as well. Hello, everybody. Quick hello. Nice one. Good, always a pleasure to see you, Bob. All right, so that is pretty much that from Richard Hart. And of course, we've also got updates. So that's Richard showing some real leadership there, bringing the community, making sure they focus, especially a lot of the influencers. You get different influencers with different views and doing different things. But just trying to say, hey, stay on board, keep your direction right, keep building, keep working. And, she'll be right, mate, as we say down under. She'll be right. All right, so the other thing we've had, of course, is Richard Hart has got a lot on his plate. So he's trying to do a lot of things around, Pulsechain now. Obviously got the Pulsechain devs, people like Bretep and others out there. But he has got a lot on his plate, obviously, with the SEC. And we had some news out about the SEC on the 28th of March here. And looks like we've got another order on the March the 29th. So we're going to quickly read through that. Hex Scout has done a nice little summary. If you haven't used Hex Scout is really a replacement for Staker app. Now, there is, as I understand it, Staker app on web, so I think that's still up and running. But the Staker app itself for the phone is gone. And, of course, Hex Scout is up and running. That's a nice, wonderful front end for portfolio management and your Hex stakes, or Hex mining. So it's pretty cool. So check out Hex Scout to get that front end. We got breaking news. Richard Hart's lawyers have filed 2 significant documents in his legal proceedings. And as you guys can see in the timeline here, this is on the courtlistener.com. You can see the March the 28th there, and of course the motion there to stay by Richard Schuller, aka Richard Hart there, and that's the 28th of March, which is what day ago or so. Richard Hart's lawyers have filed 2 significant documents in his legal proceedings. The first document is a request to complete halt to discovery process pending the decision of his impending motion to dismiss the case. So the first one there is to halt the discovery process. This is where, the SEC wants to find out all the information, get all the files, back files, find out anything else they want to address and prove their case, right? Get evidence to prove their case, all that sort of stuff like that. So it's a really big deep dive. And of course, Richard here and his lawyers basically said, they want to halt this discovery. And of course, because they're waiting for a decision on his impending motion to dismiss the case altogether. So Richard and his lawyers, and remember, Richard's got a dream team of lawyers, including one of the ones that works for Elon Musk. And so they're saying we want a decision. They've got a decision that's impending motion to dismiss the case altogether. And so that's where they're up to. And like I said, I from my personal thing as a layman, I read the SEC case and I thought it was very weak. So if you've got a dream team of lawyers, there's plenty of things to pick apart in my view. So it's going to be interesting to see that process play out. The second document, a pre-motion letter, seeks a preliminary meeting with the judge, right? So the second document, a pre-motion letter, seeks a preliminary meeting with the judge. The aim is to discuss and articulate the grounds on which they argue for the dismissal of the SEC complaint against Richard Hart, and of course, prior to a comprehensive court ruling. So prior to a comprehensive court ruling there. The arguments presented by his lawyers are clear and undeniable facts. In our humble opinion, this marks another significant milestone on the path to success. So, Richard's got a lot on. He's got the best lawyers possible to push back. And so, things are on the move. And of course, you'd like to see his, in previous tweets that we covered, you'd like to see his community stay on track, stay on track and stop losing stuff like that. So pretty cool. Now, we're going to have a quick look at the motion to the motion here to dismiss the whole case. Let's have a quick look at that and look at some of the arguments in here for that dismissal. I think they're in this one here. The complaint fails. So this is some of the rationale. We're just going to read the headlines. We're not going to go into the full thing. The complaint fails to establish personal jurisdiction and was not properly served. And I was surprised at the fact that they said that it's served it in Finland or whatever. That is just crazy. And of course, fails to plead that the Mr. Hart, who has not lived in or done business with the United States for well over a decade, has a connection with the United States such that he should reasonably anticipate being held into court there. So that was the key one there. The other one there was the complaint suffers from myriad pleading, constitutional, statutory, and regulatory deficiencies that mandate dismissal under Rule 12B6. Of course, the complaint fails because none of the transactions at issue are adequately alleged to have occurred in the United States, making the SEC's claim impermissibly territorial. So that was the second one there. That had a couple of other components to it. It fails to allege facts that could support the conclusion that Hex, Pulsechain, and Pulsex are investment contracts and therefore subject to the federal security laws. So I think they've got a lot of issues around that for sure. The third, the complaint fails to plead fraud for particularly Rule 9B requires. I think this is another big issue that they should have a lot of movement on. There are no misstatements or omissions alleged, let alone any that are material. So I think that's probably a good point they're going to have there as well. Now they've obviously got a lot of case law mixed in here as evidence. Fourth, the court should dismiss the complaint because the SEC runs afoul of the major questions doctrine by way of the section. So executive agencies only have the power specifically granted to them by Congress. They cannot undertake a transformative expansion of authority without clear congressional authorization. And of course, that's been a criticism we've seen elsewhere. So that's pretty cool. And elsewhere, the SEC seeks to impose its will on a $2 trillion digital asset industry and so forth. So that's kind of cool. Fifth here, the court should dismiss the complaint as it's unconstitutionally infringes on freedom of speech and association guaranteed by the First Amendment for Mr. Hart and those who run the Hex Pulsechain and Pulsex software. So I love this particular challenge on a constitutional level. So we'll see how that goes there as well. The community seeks to impose a content-based regulation of computer code, which constitute free speech, protected speech, and of course, we've seen Richard post about that before. So I think that's kind of cool. Mr. Hart intends to move to dismiss the complaint for the foregoing reasons and potentially others. The parties have met and conferred and jointly request that the following briefing schedule. Motion due April the 8th, 2024, 9 days after the date of this letter. SEC response due by July the 8th, 2024. Reply due August 22nd, 2024. Mr. Hart respectfully requests that the court schedule a pre-motion conference and approve the proposal briefing schedule. So that is where it is at the moment. And we can see that there's another update there. So pretty cool. That is all the lawyers there representing Richard Hart. Attorneys for defendant Richard Hart there. Pretty cool. And then, of course, there's a bit of a dream team there. Very nice indeed. So we look forward to where that will progress. Like I say, that is the place at the moment. And, of course, there looks like there's been some order from the 29th there. I don't have access to that. But that is the latest and greatest on Richard Hart's case. And so Richard's dealing with a lot. That's obviously moving forward there with the A team now. And not too bad at all. So a big shout out to Hex Scout there for that nice summary. So we posted that in as well. So that's going to lead us into the results for the Pulsechain market. So we will get into that. And let's get back in the chat there, see where else has jumped in here. We had Bob in the house. Let's see here. That's it. Okay, we're up to date. So not bad. Let's go back in here again. So this is day 322. Now, obviously, I was off for yesterday for Good Friday. That's Kiwi time, of course, down under. And, of course, here in New Zealand. Day 322. 322 is the results that we're reading out today. So 000108 is the Pulsechain price, so down to 2.35%. 8% above the mean sacrifice price, is still staying at that critical level over 001000. That's probably pretty important. And a nice bounce off that would be pretty exciting. In any case, you're able to pick up a lot more pulse at this price. Pulsex at the moment, quadruple 043, down 3.22%, is currently at 43% of the mean sacrifice price. So a lot of potential upside for that as well, especially the fact that we hit that 0001 mark earlier, and that bodes well for trying to retrace back up to that and beyond. The current buy and burn is at 772.7 billion Pulsex, and that's 3.79%. I think last 2 days ago when I was on here, we were sitting at 3.77, and so it's gone up slightly there as well. And of course, based on the volumes trading on Pulsechain, which I think is around about 35 million, something like that at the moment. We've got incentive token at the $6.39, is down slightly, 0.31%. So actually, that's holding up the best at the moment. Now, the ratio to pulse is incredible on incentive, 59,000. Wow, holding up very strong at the moment. So incentive token for the win, it seems. Some people have different narratives for it. Obviously, it's an incentive token for the Pulsex V1 farms. Other people have it that it's the greatest meme on the Pulsechain. You decide, but in any case, it's doing very well. And of course, the total supply is pretty rare, right? Pretty scarce. 27.7 million incentive tokens, and we are reasonably expecting some sort of emission reduction in I think probably about 40 days, 50 days, something like that. So we'll see what happens there. PHEX at the moment, 1.08 cents, down 5.8%. And EHEX at the moment at 0.21 of a penny. Combined price of EHEX and PHEX at 1.29 cents at the moment. So that's where PHEX and EHEX are there as well. Let's jump over to the charts here and quickly have a look. Actually, I haven't pulled them up, which is pretty bad of me. Let's pull them all up, though. Have a quick look at them on the Zoom. And let's go to EHEX Pulse. Have a quick look. We're going to get rid of all these stuff here. So at the moment, the RSI is pretty cooled off here, 37. So a lot of upside for Pulsechain on the RSI. And of course, we are holding some pretty critical levels here above 1,000. Very critical level there to hold. And that is where we're at the moment. So let's see where we go. I mean, maybe we might have a little flash crash and then it's up to the races after that. That could be a play out scenario. But definitely we're at key major support line now. At 1,000, which is right here, right? So that's kind of the line we would want to hold, is that line there, approximately. If I can get the 1,000 right. Yeah, that's pretty good. So that's the line we want to hold and bounce off that. There we go. So let's move on to Pulsex. Pulsex at the moment, and the RSI pretty similar, down 38, so slightly stronger, but 38 on the RSI. And once again, we broke 5,000 for 4,300 is where we're at the moment. And of course, I think we're on the right daily chart here. And yeah, we're pretty much at the support line at the moment. So around 4,300. We kind of want to hold this as much as possible where we are at this stage. So I guess the next level would be 3,800. So let's hopefully we hold on to 4,300. That being said, of course, any movement down means that you can buy more Pulsex, and the upside is going to be potentially better. And like I say, the RSI is down at 38. If we go to the weekly, let's look at the weekly on the old Pulsex there, and we can see that the RSI has come all the way back down just below 50% here. I think that's a pretty good area to bounce from. So we'll be looking for see how this operates in the next week or two. So definitely, it kind of looks like a good area to bounce from here. Let me know what you think about that. What's this guy's name? Brennan Eslick. That's the one. Brennan Eslick. He's our TA guru in the Discord. Let's have a look here. So this is the daily on Incentive Token. Man, this thing is performing like a boss. Look at this thing. Nice consolidation here again. And of course, we've got nice resistance here at $7.60. But let's go to the pulse ratio. It's kind of more important. And look at this thing go. Man, 59,000. And we have had volume drop off. But man, this is looking pretty good at 59,000 there. Maybe a bit of resistance at 70K. Let's see how we go from there. That is Incentive Token. PHEX, like I say, RSI pretty chill as well, down at 36. And yeah, we're at 1.079. Obviously, we got natural support resistance at 1 cent. So we'll see whether we can bounce off this zone. At the moment, we're definitely oversold on the RSI. We're not fully oversold, but definitely out down that territory with a lot of upside potential. So we'll see how we go there. Volumes are pretty low. Also, EHEX at the moment is what EHEX there at 0.2 of a penny at the moment. RSI is definitely oversold. Look at that thing; it's way below 30. And let's see where that heads off to as well. That's kind of where we are. Do we have a look at the EHEX PX? Let's do a look at PX EX. I haven't got the combined chart up at the moment, but we're at 0.02. But let's have a look at the EHEX. EHEX versus PHEX, and you can see it's at 0.19, so it's at the kind of the bottom of the range, isn't it, relative to each other? But I like to inverse it. Let's inverse it. Let's go. And so let's show PHEX versus EHEX. And yeah, I talked about it being in the circle. We pretty much stayed there 5-1. So we're pretty much, I don't know, we've kind of settled on a 5-1 ratio. I mean, we've been as high as 10-1, and we've been obviously the start before Richard Hart posted about EX. We were down at 1.77. Now we're at 5. So it kind of feels like that's where the market's kind of settled for the time being. We'll see where it goes in the future. And like I say, EHEX has got upside potential to at least 1.2 cents. But of course, we covered this with Magic Carpet Ride 2 days ago with our wonderful interview. If you haven't checked that out, go and how we had Ty on there. Really loved to have Ty on the show. We did a great session on Magic Carpet Ride. Man, they've got so many good stuff coming out for Magic Carpet Ride. You don't want to miss that video. Go check that out. And of course, here we are. They got the golden bean. Everyone's after the golden bean NFT. We got 5.14 at the moment, and yeah, looking pretty good here at the moment. This is just like chilling away. Now I wonder where the BankX will go, and maybe try to do some OTC deals. We'll see what happens there. Certainly would take the resistance or cap line off EHEX, and I know Goldkey would love it. That would be the way to go. All right, let's move on from there. That is pretty much that. So let's go back into the gas prices, sitting at 234,000 beats. So nice cheap grey on the old or beats on Pulsechain. 9/10 of a penny for a Pulsex swap. That's fantastic. 500th of a penny for a Pulse coin transfer, and 2/10 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer at the moment. And you can see that we're 2,764 times cheaper than Ethereum. Ethereum at the moment is on actually relatively low grey on Ethereum, 20 grey, and we're still 2,764 times cheaper. Isn't that amazing? And of course, if you guys seen the stuff about the blobs, we had the Deacon upgrade, Prodank sharding, and the blobs. Well, apparently the inscriptions on there have gone through the roof, and the costs have gone up probably unexpectedly. So that's turned out to be not quite as effective as people would have thought, at least for the time being. So yeah, people are always finding a use to take up cheaper prices, right? So that's just the way it goes. It gets swamped. We've got at the moment, yeah, $25 to do a swap on Uniswap on Ethereum, and only 9/10 of a penny, less than a cent, to do one on Pulsex. So it's a place to be. Tell your friends, folks, get them out there. We have obviously super fast cheap chain, full system state copy of Ethereum, and of course we have most of our protocols are compounding protocols. So it's a great way to earn DeFi money, and of course we have a lot of protocols that are profit sharing as well. And like Time Token on Internet Money Wallet, and you share the profit. So spread the word. That's how we can say we've got a lot more protocols coming. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so that's it on the gas prices. Let's go to the bridge. This is kind of our health check. We're sitting down a couple $1 million lower than we were 2 days ago, 132.2 million. I think we were about 134 million when we did our last live stream, or maybe it was 3 days ago because I had the magic upright on, didn't I? Or 4 days, maybe it's even longer there, 4 days. So we got DAI at the moment at $43 million of DAI sitting there, 24 million USDC and 17 million USD Tether. Those are the stables bridged over to Pulsechain. We're currently got $31 million worth of ETH, so just under 9,000 ETH there. EHEX at the moment is obviously the one that's going to move around the most with the price there. Obviously, ETH price is down, so we're at 9.6 million. And Coast there sitting at 4 million, holding strong. And of course, we're getting a lot of murmurs from the Coast team about their fiat on-ramps, and it looks like it's going to be bigger and better than ever with multiple financial agencies propping that up. So that should be positive. And they've illuminated or teased about a credit card on Pulsechain. I know that'd be massively popular. So we'll wait to see how that goes. It'll be huge. So get yourself some weight tokens while you can. Now, if you want to use Brian's link to join Coast, you can. Now, when they get back operational, you'll be able to get 5,000 weight tokens and all that sort of stuff on your first deposit, I believe. Yeah, not too bad there at the moment. Now, we've got $16.6 million USDL and $9.8 million of PXDC at the moment. So that is where we are with those coins. And of course, that's, Loan, Pulsechain, and Liquid Loans. Liquidity Forks there providing that service. So that's looking pretty good. Let's jump away to some of the news on here as well. We got Patias in the house. Before we do that, though, let's see who else has jumped in here. We've got a few more people jumped in. We've got Clintrons in the house there. G'day, folks. Happy Easter weekend. Absolutely happy Easter weekend to you, Clintrons. And Brennan, what's his name? What's his name? Whose name? Whose name, Brennan? Whose name you talking about? We got Let's Get It, says Mr. Big Pay. Absolutely, let's get it. Get some of the Richard Hart Gold cryptos while you can on this little retrace here. Rep10 says, hey, let's go. Keep hodling. That's the one. Hodling and accumulating. Good DCA at these price levels. Definitely for sure. Brian's in the house there, our community leader, always crushing it in our Discord. What's up, folks? Brian helped out somebody earlier today in our Discord. It's just such a helpful person. If you don't know, we've got pretty much the only crypto helpline in out of all the community. So it's a place to be. Get that help and get onboarded. And we've got lots of lots of hearts from Sandy Beach there, who lives the dream on the beach and does exercises, which we love. All right, so that's pretty much it. All right, let's get back into it. And do you guys like it? I love this image, the image there. Let me just get rid of that. Look at that image. Is that badass or what? That's so cool. Does remind me a little bit of what's that, King Hawthorne or whatever it was. Of I've forgotten the movie now. But anyway, let's move on. All right, so we've got Patias. Now, you guys know Patias is pretty much, along with Portal X, our top DEX aggregator, right? So Patias there. I know Omnis is out there as well, DEX aggregating. But Patias out here at the moment, stay true to the plan. Patias has created the most specific and complex protocol on Pulsechain. When we strip out the bots, it directly routes 32% of all volume on the chain. Is that incredible? So Patias is really doing a great job, and it actually benefits a lot of the DEXs. So it's not a DEX. It aggregates through all the DEXs or routes through them to get you the best rate. And of course, it can help DEXs a lot as well by channeling a volume through there indirectly, right? Because people are using Patias. So 32% of all volume on chain. Is that crazy? So Patias is really dominating now. I wonder what Portal X market share is out there. So let us know in the chat there if you use Portal X or Patias or Omnis, something like that, with the DEX aggregating. Now, obviously, these are routing through multiple DEXs generally, so it's pretty good. We're a beast that pumps volume into all the AMs. So all the DEXs there out there, we're the backbone. So looking pretty good there. I'm going to repost that. So that's Patias. But as you guys know, Patias is not just doing that. Patias is bringing us P-Day, which potentially is the first AI project on Pulsechain. I think there's 2 at least now. I think saw another team talking about AI, so I might get into that too. But that is from P-Day, and of course P-Day devs is off to a flying start, and they're cooking up some serious stuff. Get ready to envisage a DCA, that's dollar cost averaging, OTC, over the counter, and of course we covered that on Magic Carp Ride. We'll probably be first to market with that particular feature, and limit order models, right? So because they're all going to be powered by AI, artificial intelligence. So really looks like Patias is going to be hitting the ground running, the first with AI. And of course, I know that's going to lead the way from many other projects with AI targeting Pulsechain. Another flagship is coming to Pulsechain, folks. And of course, that is P-Dai. So P-Dai there. AI tech is leveling up. Now, the sacrifice is open for this already, so we're going to talk about that briefly. We've hooked up with the LMMs for core strategies to NVIDIA's H100 Tensor combined technology. So a solid performance boost, pricey but worth it. Now, I think the 100 Tensor is like an AI chip, if I remember rightly. But despite the naysayers, we're crafting a groundbreaking AI tech for Pulsechain. Hell yeah, there. So that's really bullish news from Matthias. I'm going to repost that too. Doing some really nice stuff there as well. So that is from P-Day. Now, P-Day there has got its sacrifice open at the moment. I think we've got an update here somewhere on that too. Sacrifice is live now here. Let me just jump through that. So this is P-Day. Matthias here, this is 8 hours ago. As you know, the P-Day project team is also being developed by our Matthias team, and we want to increase interest in it. Therefore, our team has agreed to use a significant portion of their own allocated PTS assets to reward P-Day sacrifices. Let's deep dive. Wow, looks like they're going to add more rewards to that. If the P-Day sacrifice wallet exceeds 2 million, then $200,000 worth of PTS will be distributed from the team shares, and an additional 100,000 will be distributed when it exceeds 3 million. How about that? Totaling $300,000 worth of PTS tokens, as PTS tokens, of course. The distribution of PTS boosts will be fair based on the ratio of points to the total score after the TGE. This is an extra boost and does not create any changes in the general sacrifice conditions. Any sacrifice done previously will benefit from the boost. Remember, this is a political statement. We aim to attract the attention of the community and hope that the product will under construction will stand out, basically. So far, $1 million has been raised and only 7 days left. So if you want to get part of those extra bonuses, you're going to have to get in early from that. Now, I'm going to post the link to that in the chat. Now, you guys know I love to support teams that are doing a great job. And P-Day there is definitely up there in that list. So P-Day AI project, sacrifice, let's put it. I don't know how we describe it, sacrifice. Now, do your own due diligence, all that good stuff. But, you guys have been around for a long time. So there we go. P-Day. What I got? P-Day. That's not P-Day. P-Day it is. P-Day. My bad. So P-Day AI sacrifice. There we go. That is the list if you want to participate in that. So not bad there at all. And I'll repost that too. All right, so that is pretty neat. Getting that bonus. Let's go have a look and see what that sacrifice level is at the moment. Now, you guys know we're sitting at 1,023,000, so it's got 6 days and 14 hours to go. So let's scroll down here. That is the sacrifice address that you have to sacrifice to. These are all the tokens that are accepted to do that sacrifice. You just have to send them to that wallet. And then what else we got here? Let's have a look at the multiplier. Obviously, it started with a 15x multiplier on day one, and now we're getting down to the last week, I guess. 1.03%. So you're going to get a 3% bonus there. But like I say, if they do hit those targets, you're going to get a PTS drop as well, which would be pretty badass because it's one of the most valuable utility tokens. Obviously, being top DEX aggregator there, or looks like a top DEX aggregator 30%. Definitely one of the top two for sure. And look at that active there at the moment. So that's ticking away there as well. Leaderboard. Let's see who's on the leaderboard. Some top wallets, 119,000 from these wallets. Wow. And their total points, 132,000 and 24,000 there. And they got, what's that, 15%, 13% there of the share. Gives you a breakdown of the top 10 at the moment. To get in the top 10, you'd need to do over 15,000 to get in the top 10 there at the moment. That'd give you almost 2% of the sacrifice totals there. And it also is going to be a leaderboard rank bonus for that as well. First rank bonus will receive 50%, etc. Ranks 2 to 5 will get 10%, and ranks 6 to 10 will get an additional 5%. So they all get bonuses that way. So that is it at the moment on the old P-Day. You can obviously check out the website as well and run through all the documents and learn all about this P-Day project, which is going to offer multiple features: OTC portal, DCA modules, AI strategy power, limit order aggregation, and probably a lot of other things as well. So pretty cool. All right, that is P-Day. Last a week to get in, or be in to win, as they say. So that's pretty cool from P-Day. I think that was all I was going to talk about. Yep, I think that's it. So not too bad at all. All right. Actually, I was going to quickly talk about Hex Scout, the front end for Hex mining and, of course, portfolio management. They had a little bit of a app malfunction or something, but they have updated that. So there are updates now available on App Store and Google Play to download. So if you haven't done that, you can do that for Hex Scout. So not bad there at all. So that kind of leads us into that. Let's have a quick look at some of the charts as well before we wrap up. Let's go have a look at that. And let's see where we are here. Let's go to, oh, what did happen there? I lost everything. Lost everything and gained everything. How about that? Was it? Looks like we got on my Pulsechain projects, which is not complete yet. You guys know I've been mucking around with this for at least a week. Earn protocol there is the best, 8.9% up at the moment. That's Power City Earn. Goat token, which is the NFT for validating on Pulsechain. You don't, instead of having 32 million pulse, you can use go through the Goat system there, DGM protocol. And of course, that's up 3%. Texan token up a little bit there too. Bean Barbrista, who we interviewed 2 days ago. Check that out on the channel. A Magic Carp Ride looks pretty cool, and that's up a 30% there. Everything else is on the downside, which you can pick up. Let's go to the derivatives. Quick look at the derivatives. Looks like Hedron on Ethereum is up 5%. Everything else is down about 5%. The influencer coins at the moment, Paul Pleb is the only one that's eating out a little bit of an increase. Everything else is not down that much though, 0.5% to 1%. More token, Ben token, Access Alive, Nope token from Randy Alasky, all pretty stable there. So that's pretty much it on those links. Let's have a quick look at the total Pulsechain and check out what's happening there as well. So it looks like we had about $30 million of 24-hour volume on the old Pulsechain, 250,000 transactions as well. So that's kind of the play there. Let's look at the latest and greatest. We've got lots of crazy meme coins popping up all over the place. They just keep coming and coming and coming. And of course, you can see they get some crazy numbers. Of course, you don't know about the safety of any of these contracts and things like that. There's lots of risks, not just the speculation risk, but contract risk as well. But at the moment, you can see there's some leaders in there. Magic Carp Ride has been around for a little while. That's up 75%. Probably got pumped by somebody. So you got to be careful out there. Pulse Trailer Park. Apparently, there's a big whale that was dumping on those. I think the team was warning about that. I don't know. This the DWB has been doing pretty well for a while. Very speculative, but been doing pretty well. You got lots of others there. TD Bear up there, 7% or so. So there is a few movers and shakers. Gophers, which did at Solana's launch as well. It's now on Ethereum, Solana, and Pulsechain. That is up 5% as well. That's from Dipcatcher and his crew. Hex Orange Address is up 4% there from Abit and his gangster gangs. the viral gangster gangs. They're out there too. So there we go. It takes a lot of people to make a chain. Community, doesn't it? Takes a lot of different diverse community, whatever that means. So there we go. We've got lots of people in the house. So there we go. All right, so that's pretty much it for Pulsechain today. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We covered a lot of stuff, man. We covered the economic news. We covered the crypto markets, and we covered Richard Hart's awesome updates today. Just telling people, keep on the straight and narrow. And then we also covered all the markets there, doing pretty well as well. Lots of activity and lots of opportunities to pick up volume. That's what you want to think about while we're waiting for the whole market to move up on Pulsechain. Let's see, who else has jumped in here? We've got Wookie in here. You can't get away from the power of the Wookie. And Brian says, like it up, folks. Definitely like it up and smash those likes on the way in. And, of course, subscribe. Now, if you haven't subscribed to what am I saying? If you haven't subscribed to Hex Token channel, Superman Crypto, or Pulsechain X, subscribe today. If you want to get hold of those channels, let me know in Discord. But once again, now I have also got the links to PulseX, Pulsechain, and Hex in the description. You can get access to that as well. And Sandy Beach got here a quick question here about liquid loans. Question mark. Well, are you two referring to Crypto Crazy, the CEO, replying to KDP, who had some questions about liquid loans? Is that the one you're talking about? I think that might be. So, yeah, that's out there about, but that's not something I was going to particularly talk about today. I'm not exactly sure what the questions were and what he's replying to, because I haven't watched it yet. So there we go. That's probably why. Yes, Sandy Beach says, yeah, I know, but I haven't been following. I don't follow KDP stuff, and I haven't watched the videos, so I don't know. But that is out there, folks. If you want to watch it out there, you can go watch it. That is it. I still have to watch it. Still says Sandy Beach. Yeah. I have not followed any of that stuff, as you guys know. I'm no drama channel or whatever. Even if it's about crypto, I haven't seen it. So there we go. That is the channel, the Superman Crypto. So don't go and subscribe there today. That's our general one. So general crypto, cover general crypto, DG and crypto, all that sort of stuff over on Superman Crypto. And of course, that's Pulsechain X. It's dedicated to Pulsechain content. So you can go follow, subscribe to that. Go smash the subscribe buttons. Appreciate it. And of course, if you want to join the Strategy Club, then go join that today. The link's there. That's $30 a month. And of course, we're going to have sessions on Strategy Club on different multi-chain opportunities on Pulsechain, strategies, and intel. Definitely do that. And of course, also you can join up to our normal Discord, which is $5 a month, 16 cents a day, and that is covering Pulsechain and X, of course. Very cool. Freedom channel, family channel, and no drama channel. That's what we say. That's what we say. Lies Beneath knows it. And of course, Sandy Beach knows it too with the old smile there. Not bad. My link to Discord is way better than Wookie's link. Yeah, just saying. So you can use Brian's link. It's way better than Wookie's apparently. Although I don't want to be unfair to Wookie because he does post his link very, very well. So where's your weak link, Wookie? I've lost it. But there it is. That's the way it goes. So join up today. Get into our community. We've got a great bunch of people. If you like to hang out with a great bunch of people sharing crypto and getting the best out of everything on the Pulsechain Hex, then join up today. It's a great place to be, and we're loving it. Now, we all know that it's going to be a fun ride with Pulsechain. So, Richard's saying, people, do your part, play your part, get out there, spread the word, build, spread the community, grow the community, all that good stuff. And of course, you never know. There could be a wonderful, wonderful magic carp ride. Take care, everybody. Enjoy your Easter, and I will see you again on the next live show. I'll be in Discord today as well, so I'll see you there. Take care. Enjoy your family and friends. It is a wonderful Easter time, and of course, as Christians, we celebrate the death and resurrection of Christ, and how glorious it is indeed. All right, take care, everybody. Bye for now.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.